Welcome Cancer to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 20th of May for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now I'm showing the event chart right at the start of the week. We need to be mindful of the position of the Moon, your ruler, and that's in your fourth house, the sign of Libra, which obviously has an appreciation of equilibrium and balance, but it is in an opposition broadly with Mars. This suggests that anything you're wanting to achieve in terms of your worldly interactions needs to feel right for you, which is an echo of the core values of your sign. But sometimes demands come our way at quite a pace, and Mars is obviously a very energized influence. It's also pretty close to the North Node. So your ambitions can show up this week, and it's possible that you may have to put your own emotional needs or family needs a little bit to one side if you do find yourself caught up in satisfying some demands. Now, there's also a collective still in the sign of Taurus, which is an earth sign. It's ruled by Venus, and if you do have any sociable intentions for this week, you could be set fair, or will you? Because as last week came to a close, a fantastic link between the Sun and Jupiter, Jupiter Cazimi, meant that that was an ideal time to enjoy a celebration or a gathering. But as this week goes on, Cancer, it is going to become step by step, perhaps potentially a bit more reflective. It begins on Tuesday with the Sun moving into your 12th house, followed on Thursday by Venus, and then on Saturday by Jupiter. But that's all intersected by a full moon which occurs on Thursday, and that's going to occur in the part of your situation to do with life's practicalities, but also your physical well-being. But having the Sun, Venus and ultimately Jupiter all moving into your 12th house, it's a time where really the planets are urging you to take a breath, take a bit of a breather. Now, if you have been burning the midnight oil, this week could be perfectly timed for you. But we need to be mindful of the energy of Pluto. Pluto is linking with the Sun in a trine, with Venus in a trine, and Jupiter in a trine. It's also interacting with the full moon in a sextile and the position of the Sun in a trine. What does that mean? Pluto's in the part of your chart to do with deep transformation. This transformation could be in terms of a very deep involvement, whether it's emotionally, sexually, financially. Pluto's in a retrograde. It's where we're most invested, the 8th house. And because it is going to be going retrograde in this area through to the start of September, this can be a critical period if something isn't working out for you. So with these air energies developing, the Sun, Venus and Jupiter all moving into the airy Gemini, which of course is about communication, but the 12th house is where we think and we heal, and can be where we remove ourselves a little bit from something and just give ourselves time to mull things over. So I feel that you're thinking, you're reading, you're learning, and even some discussion, because I feel that you are going to be quite protective about who you will open up to this week. But some discussion can help you to understand that some of the things that you're feeling at the moment, perhaps even affecting your physical welfare or your energy, may be driven by your psychology. And it's possible that past events, past memories, past hurts, or even past celebrations are going to come back into your mind in a much more vivid way. But also the 12th house in traditional astrology is known to be the part of our situations where we need to be mindful of who's not for us. It's known as secret enemies. Now this could, because of the full moon this week, manifest through your work. There may be someone who hasn't got your best interests at heart, but the 12th house is a very shielded area, and people don't necessarily come out and say exactly how they're feeling. So there may be someone you just need to be watchful around in terms of office politics, a person who may be a bit of a schemer, or in some ways is just by faint praise finding an angle to criticize you. So make sure that in terms of your practical performance, everything that you're doing is metronomically efficient. But that doesn't change the fact that you do have Mars in that very dominant part of your situation. And if you do feel that you want to have a little bit of space, even from loved ones, get into nature, have some walks, perhaps go and have a spa day, or have a treatment of some kind, all of that would be perfectly timed, because after what has been an extremely exciting and interactive time, I just do feel that you need something of a pause. But if a romantic relationship hasn't been going very well, Venus moving into the 12th house really does give you food for thought. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll decide to finish it, but it just means that you're going to be analysing the benefits of that situation or not very deeply over the next few weeks. I hope you have a great week, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you've yet to sub, please support the channel and do so now.